The deputy's voice hit my porch like a slammed file cabinet. "Ma'am, step off the property. No one is entering this house today." Karen's smile cracked in front of her contractors and the HOA treasurer because the civil standby she'd called to force my door had just turned into a documented warning. That was the moment I knew this wasn't just an HOA dispute anymore. This was someone trying to take my house by volume, confidence, and lies. I bought my bungalow on the edge of that gated neighborhood for one reason. I wanted the quiet streets, the trimmed lawns, the sense of order, not the leash. I didn't want meetings dues, clipboards, or permission slips for my own backyard. The listing was clear, the deed was clear, the county records were clear. My address sat just outside their HOA boundary like a single square on the map that refused to be colored in. For the first month, everything was peaceful. Morning coffee on the porch, evening walks past the gate without having to punch a code, a neighbor's dog barking somewhere down the block. Normal, boring, perfect. Then one morning I opened my mailbox and found a thick packet taped right to it. Not inside, taped, bold, intentional. New resident compliance packet, dues schedule, architectural guidelines, enforcement policy, and a line in heavy font about liens for non-compliance. My full name was printed across the top like a dare. I stood there longer than I want to admit, flipping through pages, thinking maybe this was some generic flyer that hit the wrong house. But the address was right. My address. My name. My stomach tightened in that slow, quiet way that usually means trouble hasn't fully introduced itself yet. I didn't rip it down. I didn't throw it away. I photographed it, my mailbox number in the frame, the packet visible, timestamp, metadata intact, and then I peeled it off like it might leave residue. 10 minutes later, I emailed the address listed on the packet. One sentence, polite, cold. "This address is not part of your HOA. Please correct your records." The reply came faster than I expected. "Dear Daniel," it began friendly and firm, "all homes on your street fall under the authority of our association. Welcome. Signed, Karen Whitlock, HOA President." No greeting, no question, just a declaration. Her confidence wasn't an accident, it was the mechanism. Say it first. Say it loud. Make the other person argue. I replied with one sentence. "Please send the recorded declaration and legal description that includes my parcel." Then I exported the email thread to PDF and saved it under today's date. I didn't know why I felt the need to do that yet. I just did. When documentation didn't appear, Karen tried a different angle. Charm. "Let's schedule your architectural compliance walkthrough," she wrote. "We can grandfather your recent renovations if you cooperate." That line sat in my inbox like a smirk, acting like she could grant mercy over a property she didn't govern. I replied once the same way. "Please provide the recorded authority for that." Then I saved that email too. That's when the papers started showing up. Violation notices taped to my door. Trash bins non-conforming. A small utility trailer my contractor parked in the driveway labeled unauthorized commercial use. Each one had a deadline. Each one had a dollar amount. Each one assumed I was already inside her system. The goal was simple: make it cheaper to comply than to resist. The mechanism was volume. Stack enough paper until the homeowner pays to end the noise. I photographed every notice next to that morning's newspaper, scanned them, and sent a certified letter demanding a hearing date and the recorded document tying my address to the HOA. Karen replied with 2 words that made my jaw tighten. Pay first. Pay first, dispute later. She wanted me inside her process so she could control the clock. I didn't pay. Instead, I pulled my legal description from the county recorder's index, requested a recorder-certified plat map, and opened a simple timeline on my laptop. Date, claim, evidence, receipts, emails, photos. Everything went into one folder. That's when she crossed the line without getting her own hands dirty, because Karen never swings the hammer herself. I heard metal clanking by my side yard one afternoon and stepped out to see 2 compliance contractors inside my locked gate. One was measuring along my foundation, the other spray-marked arrows toward my crawlspace vent like he'd done it 100 times before. Karen stood outside the fence pointing through the slats. "Measure the line," she said. "If you can't get access, note it for forced entry." I didn't yell. I didn't rush them. I spoke like I was already on a witness stand. "You are trespassing. Step out of the gate now." One of the contractors looked uncomfortable. "We're here for an HOA drainage easement." "Show me the easement document," I said. He glanced back at Karen, came up empty. I backed up, started recording, and called non-emergency. The dispatcher gave me an incident number. I wrote it down, held it up to my camera, and kept filming until the workers climbed back out. That night I stopped being just a homeowner. I became a plaintiff. I hired a real estate attorney who didn't do drama, just deadlines. We drafted a notarized trespass notice, posted it on my gate and front door, and served it by certified mail to the HOA office. We sent a preservation letter demanding they retain all emails, texts, meeting notes, and contractor instructions involving my address. While my lawyer drew the legal line, I opened a parallel investigation. I asked the city for any permits or emergency orders authorizing entry or excavation at my property. I pulled the assessor's parcel report showing my name. Then the recorder-certified plat map arrived, stamped and sealed, confirming exactly what I already knew. The HOA boundary stopped short of my lot. Evidence. Clean. Official. The city clerk emailed back. No active cases, no emergency orders, no authority. Karen escalated anyway. She emailed a PDF titled Emergency Entry Authorization, formatted like a city notice, claiming the HOA could enter to prevent infrastructure damage. Attached was a notice of lien with a 10-day deadline and a growing dollar amount. The mechanism this time was counterfeit legitimacy. Official formatting, urgent language, big consequences. I opened the PDF properties, captured screenshots of the creator and edit history. Compared her language to actual city templates. It didn't match. The metadata didn't lie. When the paper scare didn't work, she took it to the neighborhood. She walked the street with the HOA treasurer and a board member telling anyone who would listen that I was illegally occupying the house, that they were taking the property back. She wanted witnesses, not truth. 2 neighbors texted me what they heard word for word. One signed a short witness statement with a date and address. The smoking gun came from the contractor chain she thought would stay quiet. A contractor texted my contractor by mistake. Wrong number. Right intent. Can you unlock the door so we don't have to drill? Attached was a photo of the work order. Karen listed as the approving contact. Scope force access document interior, remove obstructions. That was the moment I stopped wondering if I was wrong. For weeks I'd had that quiet doubt gnawing at me late at night. Maybe I missed something. Maybe the map was outdated. Maybe I should just pay and move on. I was tired, angry, worn down. But that text snapped something into place. 3 days later, Karen went for the public finish. I woke up to motion alerts and saw her on my porch with 2 contractors and the HOA treasurer. She was loud on the phone. "I'm the owner. The squatter is refusing entry. I need a deputy to escort access." Her mechanism was simple. Turn law enforcement into a pry bar. My doorbell camera caught everything. Her face, her clipboard. The contractors hovering behind her eyes, already measuring my hallway. I opened my front door just enough to be seen, storm door locked. "You don't own this house," I said. She smiled. "We'll see." The deputy arrived within 10 minutes. Neighbors gathered. Phones came out. Karen stepped forward first, holding her fake authorization. The contractor stood behind her. The treasurer waited to validate the lie. I didn't debate. I handed the deputy a tight stack. Deed. Certified plat map. City email denying emergency authority. Notarized trespass notice with delivery proof. Prior incident number. Then I said calmly, "Please attach the prior incident and trespass notice to today's report." The deputy turned to Karen. "Do you have a recorded instrument tying this parcel to your HOA?" She hesitated. That hesitation was the crack. My phone buzzed. My attorney's filing confirmation. Temporary restraining order submitted. Case number assigned. I showed the deputy. Emergency injunctive relief has been filed to stop further contact and entry attempts. "This is civil," the deputy said, steady as stone. "No one is entering. Step off the property." He turned to the contractors. "If you cross that gate after being told not to, you'll be cited." Karen's face tightened when she realized the system wasn't going to play along. Within 48 hours, a judge granted the order. No contact, no entry, no contractor dispatch, No filings against my title without verified authority. The HOA's attorney issued a retraction letter 2 weeks later. No lien, no authority, no further contact. Fees were shifted, repairs paid, insurance notified. At the next HOA meeting, Karen was served. A recall vote followed. She was removed from the presidency and barred from serving again. I didn't out-yell her, I out-documented her. The lesson was simple. The cleanest win is the one you can prove in ink.